Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
With all these remarks, thank you for listening. I'll open up questions now.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. One more time, let's give him a round of applause, please. Would like to get as many questions as we possibly can, also via social media sites that we are streaming on. We are streaming live on Times 360 Malawi Facebook page, MBC TV Digital, as well as Zodiac and also Mibawa. So this is how we're going to get things done. We'll be taking 4 questions at a time and giving it up to Honorable Mumba to respond to those questions before we proceed to the next set of questions. Tijira motere kuti zikhale zophweka tizirenga mafunso okwanira anayi pakamodzi tikatenga mafunso anayi amenewo tizapasa mpata kuti ayankhepo kena konso tizarenga ena atatu anayi makamaka. So I would like to recognize 4 people. We are having 4 roving microphones. Can I be provided with 4 roving microphones? Those guys are assisting us. I will have you acknowledged. May you please stand. Tibereke microphone apo ndipaja. So let's take those 4 questions for a start.
Yeah, thank you. This question is coming from someone who's watching online, and they asked me to ask on their behalf. He says, I know this lecture is focused on consultants, e.g. architects and engineers, and consultants do work on behalf of client organizations. We know ethics entails giving professional advice to the client, telling the client the truth. For example, that the budget and set timelines are unrealistic. Few clients are able to take that advice. It's no excuse, but consultants find themselves in a delicate situation where they are not liked for saying the truth. How can we ensure clients, organizations, and government are educated on ethics and take professional advice when given? Because consultants continue to give professional, because consultants who continue to give professional advice, because consultants continue to give professional advice, which is mostly disregarded. And then the second one is consultants who stand for ethics are not liked and don't get work. Unethical practices are very much being promoted by clients. Yeah.
All right, just for the purposes of trying to give an order, maybe at least ask 1 question at a time and try as much as possible to make our questions brief. So let me take 3 more questions before the Honorable Minister can respond to those questions. I recognize you, sir, and him. Now that is, and of course you. Can we have more roving microphones, please, so that we have them provided to the people that have raised their hands and they can ask questions? Yes, please proceed. We can hear you.
Charles Gessi from MAST. My question is, pachichewa amati wokona nyanja anakona ndivu yomwe. Pano pati chitirepo mwawi chifukwa choti a Minister of Trade alipo pano. Ndimafuna tifusana kunena kuti timaona bwana Mumba akuyenda na makampani kumakambirana nawo zina zokhuza makampani imene zokukhalira. So ndimafuna tifusana issue yokhuzana ndi soya pieces amene timamudya uyu mene amachepera mapaketi mucha kuti maisha amakhala otani.
All right, thanks. Can I have your attention, please? Thank you very much. Thank you. Order, please. Timverane red. Timverane. Timverane. Lizoma fusotiri now ndi tochiruga ndambiri. Would also want to keep time because we have relatively been here for longer. Let's try our level best. Kudima fusa mene tukufusa. Akale ogwirizana ndi lecture ya lero, right? All right, Shabir. So let's take 1 more question before he can respond to that.
Yeah. Steve Kasambara. I'm from Mubas. So my question is, Mr. Mumba is in the industry. So as him being in the industry and has observed that my code of ethics you industry mu alibebo. You as engineer, abangapo effort Jordan kuti in the time to come. My code of ethics you as a karebo kuti ma my project as we are heading to the Goya Malawi 2063. My project Nova Azikala Olimba and my code of ethics you are Karebo Ditu, could I tell you that Malawi Zakandi Malawi Bambana was it Olimba?
Thank you very much. So, Honorable Minister, I'll let you take up those questions before we move to the next set of questions. How come? No worries. Okay. Where are you? Yes, please.
Okay, I'm Victoria Ntambalika. Fuswanga ndilonena kuti. Okay, fuswanga ndilonena kuti tikuona misewu kukonzedwa mai munomwe. Tikaona ku central kuja kuchitika ma infrastructure osiyana misewu chani. Nde mugamba zonena kuti ma construction amene tinawo ngati kumalawi kunoku si timaona ati ma drum hose not ma pot hose. Nde ino mene mukuonera ma construction amene akuchitika panopa tikupita ku track yolondola kapena we are still lost.
Chabino. Tupeleke mpata kuti Mumba Mumba Mafuso kena kutengeneza soyena.
Where's Noah Jaramanda? He had something to say. Noah, where's Noah Jaramanda? Just check on him, huh? He had something to say. Just call him back. He asked for a minute to speak something on the legal aspects of what we are discussing tonight. I just call him. But his time is coming just for now. Now, Ndiambega in this way pieces. The issue of budgets. There are a few clients that take advice on budgetary constraints. One of the things Nakambana Guji, we have got a challenge of unregistered engineers supervising registered professional engineers and architects and surveyors. That's the first problem we have. Because they will ignore professional advice because of ignorance. Or not being at the level where they can grasp and understand the advice being given by a professional architect, professional engineer, or professional surveyor. That's the first problem that we have. Unless that is reversed, because if you see most of our clients, project architects, project engineers, project surveyors are not registered at all. Ambili, like 90%. And when you talk to them, Simungam Vane because you are operating from different levels. So that is one of the challenges that the clients are giving consultants and contractors on the ground. And again, it is high time as professional bodies we stood up for one another whenever advice is ignored and the client wants to go ahead with something that will compromise the design and the like. We should be able to say enough is enough, report to ASEM, Association of Consulting Engineers Malawi, or MIA or MIS. We should have mechanisms to deal with such, because you rather build a 5-kilometer road that is strong, would take 25 years and above, than build a 20-kilometer road that will only take you 2 years. So as professionals, especially professional bodies, NCIC, ASEM, MIA, MIS, we need to stand up and come to say enough is enough. Because at the end of the day, it is us in construction that are derailing the development of this country. And we need to stand up and start doing what is right for once at least. That's how I can answer that particular question on budgetary constraints. One of the reasons I have always said I'll never practice as an engineer in Malawi, despite getting offers, I only go on the arbitration aspect. But the engineering in Malawi, local, unless I would rather work for a bank, they want me to audit, or I get engaged by clients like RA and others to audit a project. Then mapanga audit the need. Koma kuti ndikapange design like tutiamba napo ndazinzanga. So I rather go the arbitration party. We know is about softer part of it. We beza quality and stuff. But we need to work as a team now. Good, professionals. Let's start working together. I would like to see a conference. Malawi Institute of Engineers, Malawi Institute of Architects, Malawi Institute of Surveyors coming together and both of got common problems with clients. Let's come together. We go to Salima as MIA, Payoka, MEI, Payoka, Surveyors, Payoka. Why can't we have one Salima conference whereby all of us are together and we bring up issues that affect us all across the board and tackle them and come up with a statement and move forward? That's how we can manage and handle that. Then, but the issue, consultants who are ethical are not liked. It's everywhere. If you are ethical, the world has got appetite, mighty appetite for unethical behavior. It is true, but it's high time, as I said, let's work together, we'll be able to manage this. In other countries, this is Magitiga. This is Magitiga. I know what I'm talking about. This is Magitiga. But here is because, as I said earlier on, we worship and praise mediocrity. Someone asked, what have you done about this? After I did this research, first thing I had to engage. That's why you saw me talking to Kumbo, because I knew we never draft form. When I did my research, NAPA's information, I spoke to them. They asked me questions. So some we are willing to discuss. There's one state, or was it Blunt Outer Board or South Danger Outer Board, who engaged me as well over the research. I gave them my feedback and what needs to be done. So it's not an individual responsibility, it's a collective responsibility. That's why I have this public lecture, to make it an open discussion amongst professionals, professional bodies, companies, and as well as government. That's why it's a public lecture being aired live and Haone. Then we start having constructive debate around this. Without that, we'll continue draining the resources of this country. The other one, Magamba Zamise, Gudgodi, Menimgionera, Muikarama, drum holes, Gabena Karabino, it's difficult to say that conclusively, simply because Tunga Peric opinion, Gungoyanga, like no matter how professional you are, so there are many things that go into that. Comma, and as long as our systems are weak, chances are high that whatever we're building might be building on sandy soil, not on a rock. I spoke of systems, and ethics are part of the core systems that can anchor our industry. After the questions, Noel Chalaman had something to say on the topic from the legal aspect of it after the questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, right before you leave the stage, perhaps, I don't want perhaps to have you keep moving up and down, so I don't know what you may prefer. Okay. Perhaps you should stand there. Yes. Let me recognize 4 more people. So I will recognize you, sir. And I think perhaps on the other end, a lady and another lady, because I recognized 2 guys. Is there another lady raising their hand here on this side? Oh, no. So, and you, sir. So 1, 2, and 3, and the last one 4. Yes, you go first.
Yeah, my name is Hamdani Mtambo.
Engineering or architecture, we learn in English.
No.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking, yeah.
If we look at my contracts, I'm a bit of my companies. And ma companies akunjaje maga Chinese ama bwera ndi anthu awo samunajo aminajo komene kujaku wali machiro kuliko kunogo, and then anthu amene ajawo kodi code of ethics yewe wapanga konsiye wapanga po include, and on top of that awawa kunogowa, are we not undermining them instead of kuona za code of ethics izo sitingapange njira kuti napeso mainia za tunapange kukhala amphamvu njengo ni code of ethics yawo ikhale amphamvu, so we ikhale code of ethics yewe pange zokuti no productivity. Because what we are looking at, the end product. Code of ethics, you go for your zosa zake, maka zosa dani, zosa kala bwino. tikatonesese miso mene munori yokumbikai anakonza ambisi ma contractors au Malawi ma contractors ai ndameli makulubira kunjaja. So what are you saying on this?
Ndifusa mujijewa zinanga nditi amike kulapani kontile surveying year 4 fuso anga ndilokuti
So you see, you are too tall. No, you are too long.
Speaking from a little bit of experience, nali kuma attachments last year, and munapanga point out kuti ma politicians amapeleka pressure and zimezo zinazipanga experience. Now inuyo ndinu engineer, you're doing, I would say, two things pakamodzi as a politician komanso engineer. And then you're saying kuti mu construction industry ma ethics mulibemo. And you also ndori muli part of the construction industry mulibe so ma ethics. Now we're going to the politician.
I like your boldness.
Now mafuna ndifuse zokuti how are you going to balance being an engineer or mfuna mpange implement ma ethics and a politician amena kupereka pressure kwa the consultants amena kufuna pange implement ma ethics.
Honorable Minister, first of all, allow me to congratulate you for this wonderful public lecture. As Associate Professor Bernardine Kandawide put it, this is a discussion that as a country we should have. What we're seeing out there, by the way, I'm from National Construction Industry Council. What we're seeing out there is business without morality and wealth without work. As NCIC, we make sure that every contractor or consultant that comes through for registration, they sign in for codes of ethics that govern the industry. We have codes of ethics for all parties operating in the construction industry. We also have codes of ethics for contractors and consultants. We can check this on our website, www.ncic.mw. But if you go on the same website tonight, you will see that within the space of 2 months, we have deregistered 4 companies because of unethical conduct. So this is a discussion, Honorable Minister, and everyone listening, that we should have as a country. Yes, we can make money, but first of all, we should have morality. Yes, we can be rich, but let us do work to earn our living, as the Honorable Minister put in there. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I am Grieving Bride from Newbus, and if I'm following you well, you try to pick brain from our dean, engineering. Okay, I am Grieving Bride from Newbus. So if I'm following you well, you tried to pick the brain from our dean. So where we?
I tried what? I tried to do what?
You were trying to ask a question from our dean academically. Umagamba zo kuzana onena kuti someone like a student is graduating with distinction. Timari kudinkula inagefe. Yeah, and later muntu uja kuzarani akukhala lecture. So ngari paujeni like ku development ko kabena ku staff amakaona kuti muntu uja wapanga ko ma contribution kuti akhoza kupanga qualify kuti akhoza urani akhoza kupanga like the issue of employment timaona anthu ambiri akunena like ikamapanga majobo sika amakhala kuti uza kunena kuti like maujeni amakhala kuti uzona kuti the experience must be needed. Yeah, okay. In terms of amateur fusaza, could you mean the calendar experience into zina zage? So how can we expect like Maujeni, Miami engineers Gurakoza Ukala so the experience was
All right. Chabino, Honorable Minister, just to provide guidance, you respond to those questions right after. Councillor Chalamanda will come through to provide his sentiments, and then we'll take the last set of questions.
All right. The issue of foreign engineers and contractors. You see, it's not an ethical issue, but let me give you my opinion. If there's a country that has opened up too much to foreigners, it's Malawi. Not only in construction. Zona kaunjika mene asipangira anthu akunja. Matara second hand asikusia anthu akunja. So when I was appointed Minister of Trade and Industry, one of the instructions I was given by the President was that we must localize some of the businesses. We must take hold of our economy as a country. And one of the key things which we engaged in NCIC through Malawi Commerce of Chambers and Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, MCCCI, was a discussion about the limit contracts that can go to foreigners. I know, but I'd like to say in Botswana and Namibia because I've been there. They have got laws. Let's say in Malawi, equivalent terms. No foreign contractor can bid for a job below 20 billion kwacha. Because our local contractors are capable. Consulting engineers, say utumanga wa EIB wa lilongwe to gender. Why are consultants foreign? Yet our engineers can do the same way. It's not a new design. There's no geometric design or alignment. It's just kuchosa the two top layers and the shouldering, and our own engineers can do that. Why even donors specify? So as the ministry under the guidance and the directive from the President, we are working on restricting. We are reviewing the Business License Act of 2012, whereby we will gazette soon, because consulting, putting my business hour, they are reserved for locals. We have barber shops being run by foreigners. You can't go to Zambia, Tanzania, Botswana, open a barber shop, or even glosary. Kunogo is free for everyone. Construction, the Chinese contractor, foreign contractor, you know, so I agree with you. It's not an ethics apply to everyone. If you're in Malawi, you go by the rules of Malawi. But I'm just asking why are they foreigners doing our work? So the government, through our ministry and the Council of Chakwera, we are working on that. We localize most of the businesses. It's easy. Imagine clearing agencies. Kungopanga clear Katundu. We have got foreigners clearing our Katundu. Foreigners need to clear our Katundu. We have opened too much. That's why I said in Malawi, we have worshipped and praised mediocrity for too long. That has come to an end. My dear, unafunza kuti as a politician, was it you, Godi? Kuti Mugutani, because you were talking about ethics in engineering, but you are the ones that are forcing us. You see, I'm happy, Gudi Panopa, there are professional people that are looking to become MPs, they are planning to become MPs and councillors. We need more professional people in politics. You know, with what happened to my friend, Councillor, the time he was Mayor, Chalamanda, if we were to vote as a city, voting for a mayor, we would have won. In other countries, you don't use my councillors to vote for a mayor. You use the vote of the whole city. You know? We need to start revising things. My mayor, as Karandani, any ake anzinda as voter. When you're having party elections, muzi voter to mayor, but people, pompo. Not leaving it to a few people to vote for it, for a mayor. My point is, we are the one that feel the pinch. Some people have to rise up to the occasion. I always tell people, I'm not a typical politician. I never joined politics to become a typical politician. I'm a professional engineer who has a passion for politics. That's what I tell myself. Because if you become a typical politician, it's about giving pressure, appeasement, and all that kind of things. Need to come to a stop as a country. They stand up. I remember when I was Ndiku Minister of Ntabwera, IPS, Christina, Gudi, Amumba, Taseka Mashop, Igo na usiku, no tanta my phone kama politicians. Then Nagudi, as long as I'm the minister, you never get any phone call. It's now 3.5 months. Nobody has ever received a phone call for any shop I've closed. Nobody. I said, if anyone calls you, tell them, talk to Mumba. I remember one, when you know again, that's a shop, because he knows the president, he rushed to the president for a meeting, and my took advantage of that meeting, like trying to help the party, then she told him off. I know Mumba, there's a reason why I appointed him. Go back to Mumba and just talk to him. Came to my house, asked Kuti Tingabange. I said, we gave you what needs to be done. Just go and correct what we told you to do. Period. That's why in one of the press conferences I had, I said, Kuti, supporting the party is not a license to do unethical practices. And I made it clear. And that's my position. When you have nothing to lose, you stand by your ground. But if you've got everything to lose, you become a puppet. And you dance to the tune of who finances your political activities. And that's why we are in this mess. That's why some people, they are unethical, trying to force projects on contractors and do unethical practices. I hope you agree, Anka. But I like your courage. And again, to conquer to agree with what my brother from NCC said, I know what the NCC, I should be honest, since Jadi Konje took over CEO, I'm being very brutal. Since Jadi Konje became the CEO of NCIC, we have seen NCIC biting. No doubt about that. Yes, there are some things, but the rate at which you are biting is encouraging at the moment. My political mentor, Wambari Mkandawire, said to me one thing which I want to share with you. The problems of Malawi are not about anything else. It's about an availability of leaders who respect morality and ethics. Period. Period. Nothing else. Yanko?
All right. So, Councillor Noah Chalamanda, I'm going to give you a platform to speak to us, and then we'll take 3 more questions to wrap up question segment.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for the brilliant presentation. Actually, I had left and somebody called me when they were watching on TV to say, so yeah, I felt obliged to come back because this is quite important, not only to the people that are listening here or on TV, watching on TV, but to the whole country. When I got the advert, it was so powerful, it was so moving, and I told myself, all right, thank you. So yeah, I can be seen. When I got that advert, I found it very powerful, and I told myself, I'm going there. Not because you're a politician, but because of the engineering aspect of the whole message that you brought to the public today. And by chance, we met today this morning at Royals Hotel, and I confirmed I'm coming. And quickly, I gave him a few examples of things that have happened to me on the roads of Malawi. And this is where I want to start with. A long time ago, I was a young man, maybe 2 years out of university. I was going to Mangochi for a conference, and I don't know if I was driving fast or normal speed, but there was definitely a pothole on a bend of a road. And I don't know if they were trying to fix it, but there was no signage that there was a pothole around the bend. I ran into it, blew one tire, and I think I cracked a rim and the fender, you know, a few things. I was very mad. Fresh out of uni, 2 years, I was very excited about going to court. So I said, I'm going to take this one to court. And with all the energy of a young man, a young lawyer, I went to court. This case lasted 2 years, but they paid me. They paid for the tires, the lights, and everything else. I know there will be such incidents, or there have been such incidents. And people have been like, I don't know who to go to, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying we should open a floodgate of actions against whoever. In this case, it was the Roads Authority. But what I'm trying to say is, as a country, we need to be angry enough at mediocrity. let's hold people accountable. There are so many things that are so wrong on our roads. It may not be a pothole. Even lack of road signage is a serious enough thing for us to be mad about. How do I know? I'll give you one example. In Lilongwe, at the intersection, I find it very, very difficult to know which turn I should take. There is no signs there. Elsewhere, they will tell you, after 50 meters, this road will be going this way road is being. Then they'll give you another sign. Not around that place. That's just one typical example. Why are we letting these things happen? Who is responsible? Why is it not being taken to task? We as citizens must be angry enough to hold people accountable. He mentioned the case of our friend who burst his tires and damaged his vehicle. I was working on that case, but somehow he asked me to withdraw the action. I withdrew it. Some people didn't believe that we could hold that action successfully. I believed it. And I'll give you one other bad example of a case I'm handling right now. This was during construction of those beautiful roads in Lilongwe. But this particular contractor left a mound of earth on the road, and this was at night. No proper signage that would be reflective enough for somebody to actually see that there is earth here, right? And when I checked the laws, you can't put, earth on the road. You can't do this, or if whatever you're doing, there must be enough lighting, enough signage that is reflecting enough for you to be able to see. Have you seen what we use in Malawi when we are constructing roads? Red and white steps, and that's enough. Sometimes a few drums. Go to South Africa, it's totally different. Why are we allowing this? So this client of mine, driving on that road, ran over that amount of earth. He damaged his car, and he thought he had only damaged his car. 2 months later, he was complaining of headaches. He thought it was just a headache. Later on, it was found out that he had actually sustained brain injury. They had to operate him to remove clots in his head. He's got a bad scar at the moment. This is because somebody was negligent. They didn't do their job right. And we are watching this. It's happening. Those roads are being constructed without enough signage. Who is to blame? Ethics? Yes, it's important. I do agree with you 100%. You've mentioned a number of items. I think there were 5 of them, which you quite clearly indicated that there must be content in every code of ethics. I agree with you. But I will also suggest, Honorable Minister, that there must be training. Where we come from at the Malalo Society, you have to accumulate certain points for training in 1 year. And some trainings are mandatory, especially the ethics one. That has to be mandatory. You don't attend that one, you have to pay a lot of money. And if you don't get your license renewed. That must be across the board for all professionals if we are going to do the right job for our people. So, yes, training, they have the code of ethics. There has to be training. More importantly, there has to be a platform known to the public where they can lodge their complaints. It's not just about going to courts. We know how courts work. It may be a bit frustrating. But I should be able to come to NCIC and say, you know what? I was going on such a road. This is what happened. And you should be able to find out which contractor worked on that road. Okay? I know there's the act that allows you to access information. But you should be able to get that from NCIC. And NCIC should be able to help us to fix these wrongs. So, we need to have the courage. We need to be proactive. We need to know and assert what is right for us. Because it's only in that way, when we hold people accountable, when we know the platforms on which we can complain and people be taken to task. And I would encourage NCIC to open it to the public to say, you know what, if you're in a building, for example, and it collapses or you suffered these injuries, anything to do with construction, you should be able to come to us and lodge your complaint. They will be able to assess to say, this is a genuine one or this one is, let's forget about it. But the public must understand that they have the right to complain about poor infrastructure in the country, be it buildings, public spaces, roads, and everything else, even drainage, even poor humps, even poor rumble surfaces that are damaging cars. We should be able to say, this is not right, it's damaging our cars. The last example, I went to South Africa to buy spare parts for one of my cars. And they said, when did you buy this car? I said, oh, such. So you've had it for 3 years? I said, yes. Where were you driving this car? I said, on proper roads. Where are you from? I said, Malawi. Ah, I understand. That speaks volumes about the nature of our roads. Thank you very much.
Before you leave, thanks. You know, the car I bought for my wife for 10 years in Botswana, Namibia, we never bought tie rod ends, never bought shock absorbers. We came back to Malawi in 2017. Within 3 months, we had to replace shock absorbers, tie rod ends. And we've been replacing and replacing and replacing. As he's saying, and I'm from 3 years, it makes sense. Because it signifies poor what? Roads. The issue of the cost being transferred to the road user through vehicle operational costs. Thank you, Council. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much, Councillor, for such wonderful remarks. I would like Kelly Divine to be on standby. We're going to take just 2 questions because we're running out of time and provide space to the Minister to respond to those questions. So I'll start with you first.
Mr. Mumba, you said that you avoid situations. Oh, my name is Beta Maga, by the way.
Nani?
Beta Maga.
Nani?
My name
is what?
Beta Maga.
Beta Mani?
Beta Maga.
Beta?
Yeah.
Beta is B-E-T-T-E-R?
Yeah.
Oh. First born in the good, who can I go beta, can I go best?
No, it's okay.
Okay, all right.
You said that you avoid situations whereby you have to debate with, and maybe when it comes to my ethics.
I didn't say I avoid. An architect called my wife saying, I wished I was there tonight because this is a topic professionals in construction, we skate around it. I'm glad someone wants to speak about it openly. Not me as a person.
Because I remember you said that I can't go into that because this is going to debate. Then I was wondering, you being an engineer, also politician, being a person who is in the best position to make the change, debate done to would you avoid negotiation? Are you not being hypocritical?
Okay. Are you there at Mubas?
Yeah.
I'm joking. It's okay. All right.
I also have another question.
Yes, please.
My local government, when my projects, my bids, project so are we expecting Botswana job Bantengo Malawi? Is it
Okay, I'll answer that one. This is the other time I went to China, 2018, and I saw the roads in China. First time going to that time, good roads. So then when I came back, it was a day trip. I took the PS of transport at Nsinga, the engineer Dimu, RA. We went in Mponda, transport, went to Zambia to see their roads. Now, if you've driven on the road from Choma, going to Livingstone, to Victoria Falls, the road is so nice, you know. The bridges, actually, but that road was built at that time when 2018, it was built in 2004. But we are driving on it 14 years down the line. But it looks no potholes, Choma to Livingstone road section. So I asked the patient singer, asked the contractor, we see you building roads in Malawi and other countries that within 2 years and potholes. Komau is 14 years, no pothole. Can you tell us the difference? He gave an answer that up to now makes sense. He said, and I think you agree with me, if you come to me, you want a shoe, ya 2 kwacha, ndikupangira, kumongo for 2 meters, ya onongeka. If you want the same shoe, ya 20 kwacha ndikupangira 1 day yaonongeka yata. If you want the same shoe ya 100 kwacha ndikupangira 1 week yatani. You want the same shoe at 5,000 kwacha ndikupangira itunga 5 years. The same with roads. If you want the road or 5 kwacha 1 year. You understand? That's how we answered. I hope it speaks to that question, isn't it? It's a value for money. Value for money. Durability does not come cheap. How can I answer that question? Yeah, another last one. Said, yeah. Entire nyengo ya mara. Yeah, go so the peace control. Another set for you. Say again. What? Okay. All right.
Hello? Excuse me, sir.
Hold on, kaya bwana amandevu wagai.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for the presentation. You have really challenged us. I am Desmond Namangale from Knight Frank Property Consultants. I just want to
extend.
Yes, sir. Okay. I just wanted to extend the call that you made to the surveyors, the engineers, and the architects. There was my brother Kumbo. I can't see him anymore, but I'm seeing.
He's gone, yeah.
I'm seeing Ambuye Engineer Kuocha. I'm representing the surveyors. So on the call that you made, that we need to have one of these conferences together. I like having separate conferences discussing the very same issues. You have really challenged us, and there are issues that we need to address. And I'm just here to extend the call to the architects and the engineers that maybe the next conference, let's have a common ground to address the issues that affect our built environment. Thank you very much.
Unless if you'd like to put on a comment to that?
No, that's okay.
All right. Thank you very much. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm moved to believe that we have had more time to ask questions as well as provide comments. Now, here's the point. Suffice to say,
my name is, excuse me.
Please, let's respect our protocol. Zazibiga wale wadi mafunzo alipo juruka, nde manganso zilipo zojuruka. Honorable Minister, zimenezi zikupereka utengo nena kuti zintuzi, muna magenta ya jepa, zikufunikira so ndituntayo yojurukira. Kupatikiza wamenepo, muna magabata beze kaso ndituntawi, kupita skulu zao kachenjede, ngate mene iridi mnyubasi, kumanso mast, nduka kachfa, ndambiri opunzira mene muni mafuso. Nzona, eh? But unfortunately also, because of time, sitting at 22 bidis and mafusangara menewa. So at this juncture, may I humbly request you to go and sit down. May we give him a round of applause as that is also happening, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to have Kelly Divine hitting the stage, and then we'll proceed with the performances. Are you ready for Kelly Divine? I can't hear you. You can do way much more better than that. Are you ready for Kelly Divine? Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Kelly Divine.
The road is so long, the journey so steep, but hope is ours to keep. Every voice, every name deserves a seat, deserves the to keep. Every voice, every name deserves a seat, deserves the same. It's high time now. People over politics. sign. We are one people. We are one people. Say what? We are one people. Say what? What? We are one people. Say what? Say what? We are one people. Say what? We are one people. Say what? Say what? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kelly Divan. One more time.
So thank you so much, our honorable, for considering people over politics. Right? Thank you.
One more time, let's give her a round of applause, please. There is so much happening in terms of performances. Father Moti is going to perform. Don Tazi will also perform tonight. Are you ready for Don Tazi? Ndiye zinthu zitidayamba ndi pemphero tikuyenenanso ndithu timalizire ndi pemphero kuti zovina zija zichitike. At this juncture, allow me to call forth Pastor David Musa to close with a word of prayer.
Tipemphere. Zikomo Ambuye Mulungu wathu tinakupemphani poyamba paja kuti mukhale pakati pathu muzokambirana zathu kuti tikakhala anthu amene tapasidwa matalenti tikagwiritse ntchito bwino kuti dziko lathu la Malawi likatukuke ndi zinthu zokhazikika. Pamene tafika kumapeto komanso zina zidakalipo zoti tichite, tikupemphera Ambuye Mulungu wathu kuti mukatiyendetsa bwino, mukayendetsa alendo athu olemekezeka athu ndi ena onse kumalo amene achokera. Komanso mutiphunzitse kuti zonse tikachite pokopa inu Yehova Mulungu mwa Khristu Yesu Ambuye wathu. Amen.
Osayiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.